Welcome, welcome. We are talking about the Launch Your Business Academy. We are on week 3, and we are going to talk about the things that we learned this week or didn't learn this week, depending on how many classes we actually watched. So, JKN, as you guys get here, please tell us you're here in the comments so we can chat with you, so we can answer any questions that you have, etc.
Hey,
This is JKN. My name is Kara Laws. I created the Launch Your Business Academy. JKN helps me make sure that it runs correctly.
and speaking of correctly, we're live in the group.
Haha, we did it. We're amazing.
It's all you.
Last week it didn't go so well.
It's
All right. So tell me, JKN, how did you do this week?
Okay, so real talk, I did no lessons, but I had hold on, turn that down, like all the way down. You're making too much noise. That's my kid in the background because school is out.
Of course.
Okay, so I actually spent the majority of the weekend, I guess, since Friday, in massive imposter syndrome paralysis. If you're watching this and you've ever experienced this, and I know you all have because it's just the way that's just the way we're wired, put it in the comments. But here's what happened. So I do not have a marketing agency, but I do think that I am a marketing guru, right? And I forgot that, well, for one of my other companies, we are not only finding another company to outsource some things, but we're elevating who we're looking to hire, right? So a higher caliber of person. And we had this really long meeting with them, and they pointed out all of the things, like the immediate low-hanging fruit areas of improvement in, let's just go with our website. That's one good thing. One easy thing to visualize. And I'm like, all of the things he was saying were like in my face and blatantly obvious. And I'm like, I can't believe that me being me and knowing what I know, this is even something that somebody can just look at the website, not the back end or anything like that, and identify areas of stupidity. Like, seriously, some of these things were so dumb. So we got off, it was a really good call. Really good call. But we got off of the call and I'm like, do I even know what I'm doing? What the hell am I doing? How do I have any clients? What if my clients figure out how to check my work, right? And all of the things. So that's where I spent my weekend. And the whole point of that is, so now I'm also like questioning my branding, and I'm questioning all of the things, and how do I improve this? And really what I need to do is just get to work and fix the things that we talked about in this call that made me feel like an idiot. So that's where I am this week.
It's okay because I also did not do very much. I watched a little bit of the getting started course, and that's like all I made it through. I have been so busy. I've been traveling, and I'm travel with my kids, which is kind of stupid because it's not like they help you relax. So whatever. Oh, I can't. I broke something. Hang on. Yeah. So I did not get very much done either. JKN, you're definitely fine. Like, you still help all of us a lot. So don't panic, because there's all kinds of times. Like, even going through this course for me is kind of like, oh, obviously I know that because I said it.
Yes. So two big things that fell out of my crisis this weekend. And these are two things that I say all the time to other people. And so I just needed to kick my own self in the butt. But the cobbler's children have no shoes, right? We spend all of this time putting all of our focus and all of our genius into our clients and the things that we're doing to help them, that we put our own businesses and what we need to do for the growth there on the back burner. So, Lord, it's true. It's so true. Let me tell you one thing. Like, so this was for my travel company. And SEO, I've said it all over the place. You can go find me anywhere this year, and I'm talking about how SEO is where I'm putting my focus this year, right? So, we were talking about all the ways I was failing in SEO in this on my website, right? And that travel company has an incentive portion, right? And we teach people how to use vacation incentives, and you've been on a trip, you know how amazing they are, but to use those to get Google reviews on your website. Ask me how many Google reviews my website has.
Oh no, not very many. Is that what
Not
it
very
is? Is
many.
it going to be
Not
big?
very many at all. And here's another thing that I was really in a crisis mode. So I was like figuring out all the things, like how I had failed. But when you're giving, we have a membership, right? So we give business owners the ability to give their clients vacation offers as incentives, right? Well, if I'm giving my members um unlimited incentives, it's not an incentive for them to give me a review and give them an incentive, right? A vacation incentive. So I feel a little bit better about that, but only slightly.
Oh.
So that's one example. What was the other thing that I thought? Because I know I said there were two things. Cobbler's children have no shoes. I already forgot what the second big thing that I thought of, but it's hard to make sure that you're doing the things that you know how to do, especially if you're in the marketing space. Like, I think probably anybody that's in any kind of marketing is the worst at making sure that they're doing those things for their business.
Well, and I think this is a good topic anyway, because I think all the time, we feel like, man, I'm such a hack. Like it comes up, not like every day, but it comes up often where you're like, oh man. And I think I know everyone else feels the same way occasionally, that they're like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't know why I'm spending time here. Maybe I need to go apply for a new job or quit this or all of those types of things. And I think it's good. I think it's good to talk about because it's good for everyone to know that they're not alone and you're doing better than you think you are. You're doing better than you think you are, JKN. And we all just keep moving forward. We're like, yep, that was a big mistake. I missed that. It's a good thing someone else told me. And it's
Yes,
good.
that's it, right? That's the other thing. We're so involved in all the things that we're doing. And I said this out loud to my partner as soon as we got off of the call. I'm like, we've been building this business for so long that I need a second pair of eyes. Like, he pointed out obvious things to me and I didn't think anything about them. And as soon as he said, I'm like, oh my God, how did I miss that? It's because we're so in the thing that that second pair of eyes sometimes is what we need for clarity to make sure that we're actually doing the things that we need to do, or that the things that we think are happening are actually happening the way that we think that they are, which
Yeah.
is part of the reason that we're doing this.
Yes. Yes. And that's what I'm hoping too, is I am hoping that going through the academy can help me hone in and kind of focus a little bit more. Because when you're running your own business, one, we were never taught how to run a business. Our entire lives, I think I said this last time, our entire lives, we have been given one task and we do it. And then we give our paper to the teacher, and then the teacher gives it back, and then the teacher gives you a new task, or your boss, exactly the same. And so we've never, especially women, been taught how to run a business. And even if you go to school in business, they don't teach you this stuff. They teach you how to like be a CEO and take orders from the board and like all of those types of things. It's hard to learn how to run your own business and have your hands in 25 different pots and know what's happening in all of them. And I think it's a skill, and I think we need to give ourselves more grace and keep moving forward, because this is a skill we have to develop, and we need a second pair of eyes, like you were saying, to say, hey, that pot is boiling over. I don't know if you noticed that, because I'm looking at 25 other things. I have a lot to manage, and it's really hard. It can be really hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I mean, all the time, people send me things. Just the other day, a client sent me a thing that was like, hey, this is how your website looks on mobile. And it was like one letter all the way down.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. What was I looking at? Oh, I had a graphic. My one of my graphic designers sent me a template and I did a bunch of YouTube uploads over the weekend for him because he doesn't work weekends, and I don't usually either, but this was time sensitive. And I noticed on the template that it was the spacing was jacked up. I'm like, listen, we're better than this. We're professionals. But we're not. I mean, we are, but that stuff happens all the time.
Yeah,
The
it does.
mobile,
And I think it's important for people to realize that it happens to everybody. It
yeah,
happens to everybody. And
that
it's
piece,
fine.
the mobile website, anything that you do like on your desktop, the mobile, guaranteed right now, everybody has something somewhere that's jacked up.
No, I agree. And especially when you have so many pages on your website and then you have landing pages and all of these things and something's screwed up, something's not working. And for me, I know a lot about SEO. I teach it all the time. I've been to so many classes. I haven't done any of the SEO on my website.
Oh, I know.
Because just getting it up, JKN gets after me a lot. And but just setting it up was like, it's up. It's up and I'm gonna have to come back to it because there is a lot going on. And I think it's important for all of us to remember that like we're gonna make mistakes and we're gonna feel kind of stupid about things occasionally, and we keep moving forward.
So you just made me feel so much better because that conversation where I felt like an idiot was right all SEO based, and you just told me that I've been all over you about SEO, and I've done quite a bit on some of the pages that we work on. So I feel a little better, but I feel a little bit better now.
You should feel better. It's just part of being, I don't know, a human being. It's part of going outside of your comfort zone. Maybe that's more of what it is. And trying to get everything organized in a business, especially guys, we're building businesses from the ground up, which means no one laid the foundation for us to build from. It's way easier to go into another business and fix stuff than to start from the ground up and build it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much easier to go in and be like, just fix that, just change that, than to build it yourself. And so I think we feel this way a lot, but what you're doing is hard. What everyone's doing is hard. Starting a business, building a business, it's freaking hard.
And if it wasn't, everybody would do it.
Exactly. And there is a small percentage of people who actually really start businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the number is, but it's small. I'm going to Google it while we sit here.
Yeah.
How many people? What percent of people? That's a better question. Start businesses. Google AI, which is just fantastic. It's not. It's wrong all the time. The Washington Post says only 19% of people actually start a business and they only do it for 3 years because it's hard. So if you're ever in this space where you just are like, this is too much, I feel stupid or I did something wrong or whatever, yeah, and it's okay.
Tell us how long you've been in business in the comments. Have you surpassed the 1 year? Because when I had my 1 year anniversary for JKN Solutions, because it's the only business that I've ever had that is 100% only me, no partners or anything else. I was like, holy cannoli, I can't believe I did this. If you've hit the 3-year mark, I just stuttered. I need more coffee. I didn't stutter, my words slurred. There's a difference. Again, I need more coffee. But if you've surpassed the 3-year mark, tell us. And if you're past that, tell us how long you've been in business. Because I really want to know how long the people here have been in business. Are you brand new or have you been around a minute?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I put it in the chat too, so you guys can comment underneath that if you want, or just tell us how long you've been in business. Getting past the first 3 years is really hard. It gets easier and it gets better. It's just you're setting things up from the ground up and it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And I also think that a lot of people, when they first start their very first business, they've seen all these people on Instagram or whatever that are these overnight successes. I don't know if I've hit overnight success yet, but I've been working on it for like 11 years. So I did tell somebody that one time. They were talking about my social media, which is a hot mess right now. But they're like, you're everywhere. You have great content all the time. I'm like, do you know how long it's taken me to get this? 11 years to show up in all the places that you see me right now. To figure out how to make it happen. 11 years. There is no overnight success.
No, and even the overnight successes, if you really look into them, have been doing it for a really long time.
Yeah.
They've been working their butts off. So don't get down on yourselves. We shouldn't get down on ourselves. You keep moving forward and taking little steps. The Academy is kind of a guide for you, so you don't have to make it up. It's kind of a recipe, so you don't have to make up the recipe, and you can keep going and take all of those steps. I think this is a good conversation. JKN, give them a last words of wisdom about imposter syndrome or getting behind or whatever that looks like. How do we overcome it?
Okay, so I'm gonna frame this specific to this academy because we have a very we have a goal, we have a plan, and I didn't do any of the plan this week because something came up. And I said this last week too. Something always comes up. So first of all, give yourself grace. You are not the only person that shit comes up. It happens all the time. But then don't let it hold you back. Like, do not absolutely fall into the trap of, well, now I'm a week behind. So I'm just not going to make it a priority anymore and move forward in this academy, because this academy is exactly what you need to figure out how to make sure all of your bits and pieces, all of your foundation is set so that you can hit the 1-year mark or hit the 3-year mark or hit the 5-year mark, or even better, start making those 6-figure years. So, I will, and don't forget there's a catch up week in each module so that you can come back and make sure that you're on track for the academy. And don't forget, I was supposed to start this academy in November, and I'm doing it for the first time now, which reminds me, Kara, I need to, I keep getting man, I really do need more coffee. I keep getting a notification in Sweet Dash that my time in the academy expires on the 31st. So, can you fix that for me?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Fix JKN's Academy. Let me fix. Okay, cool. All right, here are my final things because we like to keep these kind of short. Basically, I'm just yes to everything that JKN said. And also, I think the best way to combat like feeling behind and wanting to give up or that imposter syndrome is to keep taking little steps forward, just little teeny tiny ones. And then I also have things like my smile file. Every time someone says anything good about me, I screenshot it and I put it in this little file so I can pull it up and be like, I don't suck at this, or someone thinks I don't suck at this, and we keep moving forward. The academy is set up to help you make sure that you're continuing to move forward. That's the point of it, is to keep moving forward. You also have this group, our Facebook group, all of the things, so you can come in and say, this week really sucked and I need some support. And people will rally and tell you that you're great and help you keep moving forward. Do not give up. Business is hard. And it's also really, really rewarding and amazing and can add a lot of value to your life. We just have to get past the hard part to just the mild hard part.
Hey, let me say one more thing too.
Yeah.
Don't make the mistake of surrounding yourself with people that are going to blow smoke up your rear end when you have a hard week or when you make a mistake. Make sure, and this is a great place, the academy, because I know I won't give you fluff, but make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that will tell you it's okay that you made a mistake, but you need to figure it out and you need to take another step forward instead of sitting in your imposter syndrome or sitting in your, oh, that didn't work, because that's when we fail.
I agree. And that's when we get super stuck too. Instead of like, yep, it sucks that you screwed up and we're moving forward and we're taking another step and we're trying again.
Yep.
We put kids on bikes and we're like, go ride this bike, knowing that they're going to crash, knowing that they're going to fall down, knowing that they're probably going to get hurt. We still put them on a bike and we make them do it again and again and again and again to teach them how to ride a bike. I think that running a business or growing and as a human at all is the same. We know it's going to suck. We know we're going to fall down. And we only really fail when we stop trying, because you'll learn how to ride the bike. You got to crash a couple times.
Yeah. And you learn because people tell you what you did wrong.
Yeah. And you have someone to be like, get up, keep going. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. We will be back next week at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And we will be, both of us are going to dedicate a little bit better to getting through more of the Academy content this week. And we're just going to keep moving forward and teaching you what we know and what we learn and growing together.
Sounds fantastic. See you next week. Have a fantastic week and tell us in the group what you're working on this week.
All right. Bye, guys.